One of my most requested videos. Welcome back to the series. This is the unedited series of how to get dreadlocks like certain people. I'm gonna break down everything you need to know about getting dreadlocks like Scarlxrd in today's video. But first and foremost, make sure to go follow Guns Locked on Instagram. It is my Instagram page. It basically keeps you updated on what's going on the channel and just like fun little edits, like, you know, the whole little Photoshop series that we did. It was really fun. It was really cool. Anyway, let's take a look at Scarlxrd, basically the method he chose to get his dreadlocks, how he maintains them, and basically just how to get your dreads to look like him. He has a very natural kind of look with them, but we'll go ahead and look at him and see what the deal is. Looking at this picture, it kind of does look maintained. For some reason, before I even went into this, I thought he had freeform dreads, which I really think that's how he started out. And you can see in his profile pic right here that it does look a little more freeform, and now they are actually looking a little more maintained. I remember the first update I did on Scarlxrd, his hair was a little more freeform like, and now they're just getting longer, and that's obvious. Just comes with time, and they actually look more maintained than anything. So I was going to this assuming that he actually did freeform dreads, which leads me on to this dude's video. We'll just give a shout out to this guy because I had it pulled up. His name's C Hundo. Go check him out. But he has a really cool set of freeform locks, which this is kind of how Scarlxrd's dreads look like at the beginning. And freeform is basically washing your hair, allowing it to lock up by itself. It's allowing your hair to freely form into dreadlocks. And you know, we've seen people like Knotlocks, his hair is freeform. We see people like J. Cole. We see people like John Smith. And these people allow their hair to lock up naturally. I believe there's a guy named Dreadlocks that allows his hair to lock up naturally as well. So I believe that's his name. But yeah, freeform dreads, in my opinion, are my favorite kind of dreadlocks. If I was bold enough to do it, I would definitely do it. This dude's getting light skinned right now. But but basically, yeah, freeform is allowing your hair to freely form up, and allows it to get all these congos, and the tips look super cool. His hair looks so dope. He has probably a 4B or 4C type hair looking at it, and that's about the same texture as Scarlxrd's dreads and his hair. But looking at his photos, he doesn't have that freeform look anymore, so it looks like he's probably getting his hair maintained somehow. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, he probably is most likely maintaining it. But then again, at the same time, with people with thick hair like that, their hair looks a little better as far as freeform, just because sometimes it will form naturally into, you know, sectioned out dreadlocks. And he could even be freeforming and allowing his hair to section out, or sectioning it out while allowing it to freeform. So that could be the case. But by looking at, well, if you look at this photo, it does look a little more freeform than the rest of the pictures. But overall, they're looking a little more maintained than what I actually assumed. Let's take a look and see if this is a video. Yeah, they look maintained. It looks super dope. They're kind of a little shorter in the back and longer in the front. I mean, that looks cool. There's a lot of people with natural hair or regular hairstyles, like, you know, straight hair or curly hair, and they have it shorter in the back and longer in the front. That's kind of just how it goes. It's like a pompadour look. And with dreadlocks, it's a little different, but it looks pretty dope. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, they're looking maintained. So if he is maintaining them, it doesn't look like he's twisting them all the way down the root, because you don't see his sections too well. He does have that new growth, and he has that afro-like new growth, and I think that personally, in my opinion, that afro-like new growth looks the best, just because it keeps your hair full, especially at this hair length. Oh man, his hair looks super dope, trust me. But yeah, when it comes down to it, he's probably just separating his hair while he's allowing it to freely form. At the most, he's probably, yeah, I mean, just looking at his scalp, it looks like he's just separating it and allowing it to form naturally. And that, in my opinion, is a really cool way to get dreadlocks, is just washing your hair, going about your business, not trying to maintain it too much and allowing it to just do its own thing, but then at the same time separating it. This is also known as semi-freeform, which A lot of people don't think it's an actual method, but in my book, I do believe that it is an actual method, because you're just allowing your hair to lock up and you're just separating it along the way. You're not allowing it to get too out of hand or too freeform like this guy right here. His hair is completely freeform, allowing it to just go all out. And in my opinion, it just looks so dope like this. Let's see. There's some more people who have really cool freeform dreadlocks. Let's see if I can find them. Sometimes they can get out of hand. This dude, Third Coast Souls, I used to watch this dude, and he has some really cool freeform dreads as well. And this is honestly kind of just how Scarlxrd's dreads used to look, just like this, you know what I'm saying? And if you get into, let's see if I can find them. Let's see. Well, let's look at Not Nation, or Not Locks. He has some really cool freeform dreads as well. You can see, man, this is a dope video too. But yeah, his freeform dreads are really cool, and his hair texture is probably not exactly sure, but if you're looking at his dreads, he probably has like a 3B type hair. And the 3B type hair freeform dreadlocks just look so dope. Like, look at that. He has about the same hair type. Almost looks like same hair type as me. He has a little more loose curl than I do. Here we go, Dreadlock right here. This dude has one of the best freeform dreads in the game for sure. But if Scarlxrd were to keep growing his hair freeform, this is kind of how his hair would look. If any of you guys haven't seen freeform dreads, this is what they look like. They're not maintained. They're just allowing his hair to freely form up, which gives it the name freeform, and that's how it would look. But with separation, this guy's dreads would have not looked like this if you were to keep separating it. I'll tell you what it would look like if you keep separating it. I know, let's see if we can find a video of my boy John Smith. John Smith used to semi-freeform his hair, and what he did was he allowed it to grow out, let it lock up, and then he would separate it. So you can see, like in this video right here, that his hair actually looks more matted together. And yeah, you can see how his roots are really standing up. But with separation and with time, you can see that in this video that I believe he did this with his brother, or maybe this was just an update, but you can see how his hair is actually just separated and looks really nice. And this is just a really cool hairstyle. He probably has a 3C type hair, or yeah, it could be probably be 3C or 3B. But over time, this is kind of just how that freeform with separation will look like. And with Scarlxrd, with him having a 4C or maybe even a 4B hair type, which is a thicker hair type, and a more coarse and a curly hair type, if you separate it, your coils are already so, there's so many more coils on your head due to the tighter curl pattern, which is allowing your hair to actually have more sections. And if you were to separate while freeforming, with basically calling it semi-freeforming, your hair would look like this. Because I don't think he's going in with twisting a gel or anything like that. He doesn't have to crochet hook his hair because his hair is so thick and so coarse and such a later curl pattern, which I think he's honestly just freeforming with crochet hooking. Well, no, not crochet hooking, sorry guys. But he's freeforming with separation. And that's how you would get your hair like Scarlxrd. But you would definitely have to have your hair type at a 4B or a 4C in order to do this to look exactly like his. And then also, if you want to be with his style or have the same style as his, you would need to dye the tips of your dreads, bleach them, and he has some color in there. I think he has like some green or something like that. It looks green. Could be the filters. But yeah, that is basically how you'd want to get your hair like Scarlxrd. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if it was helpful, it's very, very, very easy to actually get dreadlocks like Scarlxrd. If you do have a 4B or 4C type hair, just allow your hair to freely lock up. He could have even started out with sponge rubbing to get the coils to start out, which that probably is the way that he started, and then he allowed it to freely form and then started sectioning, and that's exactly how you would get your dreads like Scarlxrd. So if it helped you, if it didn't help you, I know if you have like a straighter hair or a looser curl pattern, it would be tough to get your dreads like his. But if you do have a curl pattern like his, like I said, 4B or 4C, you can just start out with a sponge rub, which a lot of people call that semi-freeform as well. Start out with sponge rub and then going to freeform, which is just washing your hair and allowing it to freely form, and you know, separate it as you go. But that's basically it. If this did help you, give it a thumbs up. If you are new, subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of this unedited series. And the reason I'm doing it unedited, if you guys didn't watch the first video, is I'm basically trying to explain everything, not leave anything out, not edit anything out. If I mess up, I mess up, and we're just gonna go about it like that. If I mess up, I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. But I wanted to try this out and feel how it goes. I've done this before, but then I kind of edited the videos. But in this video, in this series, like, even if I mess up just like that, it's like, just leave it in. And yeah, I wanted to leave all the information in there for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Let's go ahead, and I didn't think I gave a shout out to anybody in this video, so let's go ahead, and I didn't give a shout out on this picture, so let's give a shout out to real_Scarface23. He couldn't wait for this review, and yeah, make sure to go comment on all my photos so you can get a shout out in the next video. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.